Hey there, everybody. Getting ready to play my second match of this season with Marcus. Just a second. Okay, so let's consider the board. I should hit start game. I think this looks like probably well, it's got to be a steward opening. I guess the question is whether you want a university. I think probably. I mean, you're mostly gaining stewards with it, I guess, but it's still not bad. It's reasonably good for the labyrinth points. Of course, it's a little slow to get. Mostly getting royal carriages with it, actually, but and stewards. It's a little slow to get to 5, but this is not ideal. He also opens potion. I guess I'm going to take the university, although it's a little bit sad. Probably get my second steward now. He gets a lighthouse with 2, which is perfectly reasonable. I'll pick a lighthouse up here. He also didn't trash. He gets the basilica points, which is not a huge deal, but it is nice for him. I'll pick up a mountebank here. Just because you might hit once or twice. It's not a huge deal, but I guess I'll take basilica points here. I will want to get fishing villages and a second lighthouse, of course. He'd probably get in a second lighthouse here, yeah. He's protected. Hopefully he doesn't have his mountebank this turn. I'll probably pick up a royal carriage and buy a... well, I either want to hammer the... I might want a fishing village. I might want a second steward. I think I'll take the fishing village now. This is a really awful shuffle to have the 2 stewards here, but I'll just trash. I mean, buy another lighthouse. He has a bunch of lighthouses, which I guess is okay. I don't know. I'd rather just play with 2 here if I can get away with it. Of course, you may not get away with it, of course, but in general, that's what I'd rather do here. I'm going to get a steward. I guess I get a steward and a royal carriage. I can call the royal carriage here. there he gets a... He's in a pretty good shape. For sure. I should pretty much be all in on stewards at this point. Well, stewards and royal carriages. That's pretty bad to get hit there, but what can you do? So this will be a steward for basilica points. Gain a royal carriage by steward. It's pretty likely to be a 3-pile ending between the royal carriages and the universities. We'll certainly run these 2 piles down. So there's, we split those points, though of course he did get to hit me with a unfortunate. Hopefully he doesn't have anything else to draw here. I'm probably just going to get the royal carriage down and trash here. I could get an engineer. Pardon me. I could get an engineer. That wouldn't be awful. It might be awful though. I need to get another fishing village. He's gonna have a big turn here. He may empty the stewards. Well, okay, he probably doesn't have enough universities to do that, but definitely need some more fishing villages. I wish I knew what my last card is, but I'm just not paying that good of attention. To be perfectly honest. He gets a changeling. Okay, he didn't want a changeling. I agree, I would not have taken a changeling. Is he gonna get to trash as well? Probably. Yes, that's a bit problematic. I would not have... Well, it's fine. I think I might have gone for stewards there, but... certainly the lighthouse is just going to be played by itself. We do have some risk here of giving him a 3-pile. But I feel like I need to go for a little... I mean, okay, not at this point, obviously. This is not 3-pile territory, but... need to find that fishing village, which we do. question of whether so we can't province unless we don't trash the curse. He still has an estate, that's right. Okay. So pretty good opening hand for me. Him getting that mountain bank hidden is probably going to kill me, though. He might be able to just end it here. It wouldn't be... Okay, he's probably not ending it, but... He buys a gold. Okay, so I'm gonna... That must be all the money he had. I can definitely push the piles a little bit. As long as I'm getting to province again. Which is not guaranteed, but it is fairly likely. Really would like to find the lighthouse, of course. Probably going to be able to get to the pile out here. I don't think he's gonna... He would... I mean, there are some things he could do to make it. He would have to gain a remodel and play it, too. I don't think he has the draw for that. But... we're gonna see 6 more cards off this Royal Carriage Steward thing. And if any of them are universities, then we just win. So he gets a province. I think, yeah, if I had any complaint, I got nice draws at the end there for sure. If I had any complaints about his play, I would say the time he emptied the royal carriages. You don't want to play with just 3 stewards, I don't think. That seems, that doesn't seem quite the deck composition you want. But that would be my only real, I guess, criticism. Otherwise, I didn't pay enough attention to his turns to say anything. Mine, I don't know. There's like, it's not always clear whether you want to trash or buy the university. And I opted to buy the universities pretty much every time, except the time I just killed the potion. I don't really know though what the best is. Certainly, I think you could play that board a bit differently, where you focus on cleaning up, then you add the university, and then you build up real fast. So you might open double steward, or you might open like steward engineer, or you might open steward fishing village, something like that. Something where there's not so much conflict between trashing and buying cards. And then add the potion with an engineer or something a little bit later. I hope he doesn't have an actual 5-2. I hope that's just him buying the peasant. Let's see what the druid's doing. He's got trashing and, they're not great, but they're okay. Plus cards on artificer is probably the strongest thing you can do here. As far as teacher stuff. Otherwise, draw is pretty lacking. So you might open moneylender, might open militia. I think I'm going to go with the moneylender. So he does have the 5-2, so that's no good. I definitely agree with his... I think I agree with the summon. It looks pretty clean. I mean, in theory, you could prefer a different opening, but like an upgrade would be fine too. But upgrade's probably a little worse than the moneylender summon, or more than a little bit, because you can... I'm not sure how I feel about that, but that summon peasant, I might want to get the trashing myself. But anyway, I do think that getting the peasant line going is more important than playing the moneylender, although I'm really not like... I don't have any strong conception of that. I mean, it's okay. Summon is awesome. Like, it's not a bad buy, but I would play with an upgrade on one of those 5s. I would not keep summoning stuff. I guess he wants it for the action partly. That makes some sense. I could buy that. I could buy that using it as a village. Yeah, it's gonna be... This is a little questionable. Oof. There's definitely going to be some big collision down in here. I guess the upside is we will be in a resignable position here quite soon. Like I said, I can buy... This attack is going to hurt me a decent amount because I'm still not going to get to 5. He's probably playing 2 soldiers, actually. So... we'll see if he keeps some. Now, come on, buy a 5. No. I mean, he might summon again. It's a fine, but he's gonna just crush me here, though. For sure. I can get another peasant maybe now. I'm just I'm not that far behind on the teacher line, but I'm so far behind in everything else. Trashing and just having good cards. Of course, he also has two things up there, so I am behind on the second card by a long shot. The second traveler by just a crap ton. I think in the interest of time and in the interest of not playing a pointless game, we can probably go ahead and it would be a bit of a snub to keep playing, in all honesty. To his to my belief that he'll be able to finish it out. Dismantle so far has not been relevant. The here there's no village to speak of, and there's not. It's gonna be pretty hard to dominate, though in theory you can do it with werewolf drawing golds. So it's possible. Of course, it's always possible just with a hand of golds, but that's not quite as realistic as doing a smithy into it. That being said, I do not know how much it's worth to build towards that. I mean, either way, the deck looks pretty similar, right? It's just a question of how much you worry about buying golds versus starting in on the provinces. I'm gonna open remake. I do expect to play with a dismantle on this board. Well, I expect to think about playing with a dismantle on this board, I guess I should say. 5-2 would be really excellent. Well, not really excellent, but pretty good. I would rather have one band, I think, than silver plus remake. Just because band has some pretty high flexibility here. You can also dominate with miser, though that's really not that much better at dominate. I mean, it is better in theory because it's $7, but it's going to take you a long time to get to that point. And meanwhile, you won't be getting a lot of other cards, like other money, and it will take other money in that hand with miser to get to the dominate. It's not impossible though. Hopefully my remake doesn't fully miss estates. Well, it just fully misses. That's okay too, I guess. He gets a skulk. So I can either go with a band. I'm going to go with a band, but pretty rotten draws so far for me. Remake missing. Hopefully the band is paired with some stuff. It is paired with 2 estates, it looks like. So that's not too bad. This will very likely draw through to my remake, but that's okay. Hopefully it hits a gold. It should get 2 coppers, I think. I mean, it has to, right? There's not that much missing. So I guess now the question is it worth it to try and get a dominate? Like here I'm at $10. It's not that realistic to expect to get to it, but it might happen once. I mean, maybe you do it once and then you give up. Or trash is silver, okay. So he has 2 provinces. I wasn't really paying any attention to those, to be perfectly honest. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Miserable is actually pretty nice here. Fear is okay, I guess. It's fine. He still hits province. I could stop here. Actually, I should. I'm glad I tried to click, but my mouse didn't work, so it's actually pretty nice. The best thing to hit here would be the money killer, whatever that one's called, or whatever that one is. Well, it's not that one, but I'm sure he'll have 8 here. Yeah, maybe just probably not exactly. So I mean, I would have got him if he had if he had just been able to Fort Duchy there, but you know, didn't happen. Okay, this one is a little bit more involved. I'll probably go sacrifice black market opening. Can do silver. Can do sacrifice silver. It's a little less greedy. Maybe that. Probably you can play with Dismantle here, but it might be a question of finding when to put it into the deck. That's always a bit of an issue. Obviously governor is the big thing here. Grabbing, say, a discard attack from the black market would be a huge deal. Grabbing, like, trashing from the black market would be a pretty big deal. I don't quite follow the dismantle opening, but it doesn't make much sense to me. Now the question is whether I do a black market or a sacrifice. Apparently I've chosen to go with the black market. So he gets 5. That's pretty nice. 3 isn't especially good for me, so we'll just go with this. Trashing is also nice from here. Would love to hit 5, though it's not. Most likely we'll draw some actions and have to top deck 1 and maybe have 1 dead. No, we get pretty lucky there. Could put, so I know there's black market with junk dealer. We could just put the estate on top, since we probably want to play the black market. If junk dealer had bottom deck, that would have been pretty sad, but didn't, so it's okay. He is like gonna be super far behind on trashing. I don't really want those. Which he only has, he doesn't have any. I don't even know what he did with his dismantle. I haven't been paying attention. He may not even have played it yet. He's going to be so far behind on trashing. I hope. I mean, it looks that way anyway. Plus he's just fattening up the deck more. I would not say I'm a fan of that. Now here I can think about stopping, I guess. Just buying governor, or just gaining gold, buying governor, not drawing him any cards. This draw didn't work out very well, but we'll just sacrifice the courtyard. Not exactly what we want to do, but we can live with it. Probably want to see what we can get out of here. None of those are particularly appealing. The fortress is nice enough. This is going to be pretty helpful to him, I'm sure. I hope I draw the fortress in hand. Then I have a really nice... Actually, the fortress is awesome if I draw it in hand while he's remodeling. We may not be that lucky, but if we are, it's going to be killer. At the very least, there's some threat. It might make him consider his options a little more carefully. It's too bad about the courtyard, but... Okay, so yeah, that's really nice. Assuming he does any remodeling, which he may not, but you have to kind of expect him to do some. His deck's so fat. He's got the minstrels which filter, but he's still a very fat deck. I guess presumably we'll split the governors here. I'll get one and he'll get two on his turn. Maybe not. Oh yeah, the fortress is also real nice with sacrifice, isn't it? I didn't even consider that. So... Presumably he'll buy another. Maybe not. Okay, he did. So there was at least... He had a play to get 3 governors, actually, with the Dismantle. Fortunately, I had the fortress in hand. Of course, he drew me a lot of cards. I think I want to use the sacrifice for copper trashing, so... probably we'll just play on with the fortress. I'm going to be all about that thinness. Still would love, of course, to get a discard attack, although chunking's pretty nice as well. Not that it's like necessarily amazing, but it's pretty good. I could buy a province, or probably a courtyard is probably the other thing to think about here. There's a limit to how many. It's always good to sort of think about what your greening can look like over the course of a few turns. Which is to say, can I green now, get a couple next turn? I'm not sure. This may be premature on the province, but we'll just have to see. I've given him silvers too, which is nice. I don't think I can 4 province, but I can probably get sort of close. Potentially, if he remodels, if I do the junk dealer into a gold, I might be able to. It'll be a little bit tough still. But probably if he does remodel, I will do that. It's not crazy to go for... Well, if you fall behind, it's not crazy, I guess, to do the humble castle run and get the haunted after you've played a bunch of governors. Which he might do here. He can do it a little more easily than me. He'd have to use Dismantle to do it. Maybe he can't. You have to have some pretty specific... He probably has it. You have to have some pretty specific price points to make it work, but he probably has it. Not this turn, I guess, actually. That's kind of... It's like the 4th castle or something, so... Right, there's like a... I'm not actually... Yeah, there's this one, humble, and then there's the silver castle, and then the trash castle action, and then haunted. So that's not going to happen. He's having to use so many of those governors just to draw. Because the deck's so huge. Like I can double province here, and that seems perfectly safe. If I can find that, if I can find any of these villages, that is. That was a misplay, but... Can I quad? No, I can't quad. So let's see what we see here. None of those are particularly exciting. I wish I had played that differently. Well, it probably won't matter, but... None of those seem all that great. Double province has got to be okay, right? He's not going to quad. I guess the question is if he triples, then what do I do? That could be good. That's a reasonable point. Of course, I can triple here, or not. Yeah, I can triple. And I'll have the fortress potentially for making up points. I guess double, he can't quad, right? So triple gives him, though it still leaves me with another one to do. I could buy the Merchant Guild, I guess. Probably just gets in the way, though. Goodbye. I'm gonna go with no. I do get basically as many duchies as I want because I got the fortress. Well, duchies if he does the remodel. Okay, so quad province is now out of the question. It's so weird from, I mean, you can't play without trashing here. I don't think you can make your deck as fat as he did. I don't think it works. And I'll have a pretty easy finish, I think. And he also didn't set up the humble thing if he wanted to do that. He did draw through the deck, but he's just got one governor play left, and then a dismantle. So dismantle is just a duchy gain as far as points, and just doesn't do that much. Should be pretty easy to finish out here. And he doesn't even, yeah, it's just, he has to spend so many governors on draw. And he has a lot of supplementary draw too. I probably won't be able to quad province, but I'll be able to do 3 pretty easily. And I might be able to do 4. Anyway, 3 is like more than enough. Even, I mean, he can start playing for the castles now, but the game's not going to last that long. Yeah, so the black market, I guess I bought two things, but they were pretty good. I mean, the amount of bank is not amazing, but it's alright. I don't mind making his deck a little bit bigger and forcing him to, its points and all that stuff, so. I guess one thing you can do, I guess one of the castle gains is chained. Well, he doesn't really have the draw to make that happen, but in theory, if you can get to the third castle, you don't have to. But if you get to that point, then you still have your buy left anyway, so. I did forget about Nomad Camp as an extra gain. It's still not gonna make a difference, but I don't. He probably has a pretty decent amount of money in that hand. I mean, he probably got $16, but maybe not after he trashes a gold. I don't know. There's still a limit. He can still not get more than 3 provinces. So. I've been playing this mirror somewhat as if he has a similar deck to mine in terms of being cautious with the greening, but that was not really necessary. And this will be just an easy finish. He might start on the... No, see, he doesn't really want to do what he just did there, but... This is not quite the finish, but it's pretty close. Maybe that's it. Well, definitely this is it. Okay. Did my internet die? I don't think so. Something in the chat is... Something in the client's not quite working for me. So I'll refresh it. Okay, so here we have donate, which is always a tough one. Presumably, there's not a lot of draw besides Highland. Should have done some draw. Very strange. I don't really know if this is a good buy or not, but I didn't like his dismantle last game. It was like it was okay. I mean, it was okay card for that board, but not. I didn't like his when he added it. Didn't he open it? Yeah, I don't like it. Dismantle openings are pretty awful, generally speaking. Here, I think the donate sort of makes up for it. So I didn't find the dismantle yet. My plan here, there's a little bit of the draw and prints, I suppose, though that's going to be not very good. Hopefully I don't have double sombrero. I was thinking I wanted to get a gold in the deck first, but maybe that's not true. I don't feel like calculating things though, so I'm not going to. Like if I donate here, keep an estate and two silvers. It's not. I don't know. I have no idea how to play this. We'll just find out if what he's doing is better. Oh, I just have one. Okay, well that's fine. I have no idea what I'm doing. Playing fast, that's mainly what I'm doing. I wonder if he'll do a second donate at some point. Am I frozen or is he? thinking. I may have been frozen, but anyway. He buys a shanty town. If villa cost 3, I would have kept the villa, but it doesn't, so I didn't. Catapult is just not, I don't know, it does not scare me. It's just like crappy. You have to trash a card and you get 1 coin. It just doesn't, it just seems junk, like junk to me. But I'm going to buy hirelings for quite a while. I mean, I would much rather have a militia than a catapult. I understand he's using it to trash his coppers, but it still looks really crappy. Is he going to dismantle the villa? That would be kind of interesting. I mean, I'm going to be happy to have draw here, basically. And he'll have better gold than me, but that's about it. Just in case I find the hireling, basically. I could get a shanty town. His shanty towns are kind of nice. I'll give him that. Or he's got a pretty nice little thing going, I guess. But oh, did he buy a hireling finally last time? I'm just going to buy provinces from here on out, I think. You can build up more. I'm not sure if it, I don't know if it does anything for you or not. It might. The warehouse, the first couple of times I play it, will not help. It will just be it would just be a harm. But later on, it'd be pretty nice. Well, once I have provinces. So the question here is whether I want to dismantle the warehouse or like the gold. I don't know if militia will hurt him much. Maybe not. I would not hate having a border village, but I don't see a really easy way to get one at this stage. I could have bought a villa last turn. That might have been worth it then. I can do it this turn too, probably. What did I do? It might have been better to get the villa, but we probably can do it this turn. Get silver and gold, okay. He is definitely doing more things than me. Whether they are particularly worth doing is unclear to me. I can get a villa now. Do I want a villa now? I can also trash a curse. I feel like I want to attack him. Actually, if I'm going to get the villa, then I need to do it, or I ought to do it differently. Actually, they're just like fully equivalent. Pretty sure. I think that was just 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. Unless the gold pile runs out. I don't know, is he going to be able to double province? If he can do that, then it's going to be tough, but... Okay. I mean, as long as he never double provinces, It's not especially scary deck. Yeah, I just have to get rid of these things, I guess. I could think about donating. As long as I get to 12 again, then it doesn't really cost me anything. If I don't get to 12, then it's very bad. But 12 seems doable. Yeah, I'll get to it, no problem. I don't know if I've ever donated 3 times in a game. I don't think there's any way to do Villa tricks and pay the debt off. So I guess we just do it like this. I don't think that is bad. I don't think there's anything better to do, I guess is what I mean to say. Maybe there was, but if there was, I'm not sure what it was. He just got to go really heavy duchies. He may have wanted to go for duchy even last time. This is a nice hand. Well, it'll hurt to toss 1 gold, but it's not the worst thing ever. If he can triple duchy here, I don't know if he can actually do that very easily. He might be able to. Double will be easy, but I don't know if triple will be easy. There would have been, it might have been worth considering whether I wanted to just get duchy province that time and not attack him. Because the points may have been more important there. But to get so I could see that to be at 27 now and then to be at 34 this next turn might have been more important. I could definitely believe that. Does he have a way to double province? He doesn't, does he? Maybe with like a perfect draw. I'm not sure. So that whole turn, all he got was a duchy. And he like gave me a curse, I guess. I think maybe trying to do a bit too much there. I won't say it's impossible to do more. I definitely didn't do it. There might be some more work you can do. There's a lot of I think maybe if he just followed me into provinces the turn after I did. Maybe he wasn't ready to yet. I don't know. I wasn't. There's got to be a cleaner way to play that game from both of us because I wasn't especially impressed with what I did either. I won, but I was first player, so it's hard to remove that. There's a lot of VP here, but Triumph won't work that well. Triumph might work okay. 5-2 is not. 5-2 is not exactly what I would want. I would rather get some trashing, but anyway, I'm gonna probably open Vagrant here or Vagrant Highway and then switch to Ironworks Catapult on my shuffle. But it's going to be a little bit tough, I think. It's going to be a little bit tough to come back from the trashing lead that he's going to have. Dismantle looks like garbage to me. I would have just taken the wishing well. I don't think you're in a rush to get the highways. So if I were him, I would have just taken the wishing well and bought another wishing well. I would focus on draw. I don't like second Ironworks yet either. This is pretty rotten draw for me. He's just going to be so far ahead on trashing. My catapult missed. He's going to hit me again here. Best I'm going to buy here is probably... Well, I could buy potentially some decent stuff, but only if I'm lucky. He trashed an estate, okay. So that's not too bad there. Certainly looking at a 3-pile. This may not be a copper, yeah. So the vagrants aren't that good. He is gonna crush me though. He'll get another trash in this turn and probably gain a couple ironwork or a couple highways and Okay, he still has 5 cards left, so he's probably not going to do all those things, but he might. We'll definitely 3-pile here. Unfortunately, he's just going to be... It's this trashing lead that's going to kill me. I probably should have just opened Catapult. I don't like 3rd Ironworks at all. It's just so greedy. I don't think it does anything for you. I assume he can trigger the shuffle. I would. No, he doesn't. So his Catapult was buried. The curse, is fine. It doesn't matter that much. It's fine to have the Ironworks, but you're not going to be able to play them all. The decks are too fat. This is not going to be a copper. It doesn't help you to have extra Ironworks that much. I mean, okay, they're fine, but I just don't see it. I'm still gonna lose, for sure, but this is not gonna be a copper. This is dumb. I don't think I should probably have bought that. I think I only have 4 coppers. Heavy Ironworks. Nope. I'm real hesitant to lower these, but if he finds his Ironworks, I assume he'll triumph this turn. If he has very many of those at all, it will be a reasonable thing to do. Probably copper's better than like Vagrant. See, he bought an Ironworks. Okay. I think he's heavy on those still, but it's fine. What do I know? Next to nothing. Okay, this is gonna take like me getting really lucky. I think that's probably not the play. What am I doing, you might ask? That's a great question. I have no idea. I can triumph for very little. I could buy a silver. That's not crazy, actually. I do wish I was tracking the decks, but that's okay. He's just so heavy on ironworks. Okay, so now he's betting on emptying piles before he can pay off debt. Well, he'll never pay off the debt. So he's betting on emptying the piles, which is probably a pretty safe bet as far as bets go. I can at least get a duchy here. No. I'm probably making stupid wishes. I assume he'll just end it here. Since I didn't attack him. All he needs is, well, he's got to get 4 ironworks since he's probably not paying off that debt. If I got a province, I don't know if it would have mattered. Well, especially not with these wishes. He probably could have gained an estate as well and beat the... I'd have 9 points. So... I assume... I do wish I had opened catapult. I'd be interested in what his last hand was. I think I was wishing badly in my... Anyway, I don't know how that went. I definitely thought I played that last game kind of stupidly, but there were a number of different ways to approach it that I think would have been better. But thank you all for listening and watching, and I'll see you later.